Hello everyone! Those of you who are, yes, I know I'm 10 minutes late on getting this started. I was trying to get things mostly set up off to the side of my computer desk because there really isn't any place else where I could totally frame this without there being a glare of ceiling light. But yeah, the whole point of why I'm going live at the moment is because I promised the vendor that I got this package from that I would do an unboxing video of it. The problem being was the moment I got it, I had just returned from a work meeting, and when I got the package, I was like, and I unboxed it early. So this is going to be a re-unboxing. So I'm going to pretend, or at least go method on unboxing it again and act as a surprise or feign surprise as bestly. Bestly, that's not a word. It's up there with bigly. I'm going to act as surprised as best as I can under the circumstances. Anyway, this package is from Tea Leaf Theory. Believe it or not, it was a package for something I was purchasing, and I'm actually going to get to brewing that in a second. That will be the last thing I feature. Water's currently going, so yes, I'll be doing a brew up of that. But first, I wanted to go over the package because I sent also a bunch of other samples worth note. All right, first thing they sent my way was 20 grams of a handmade Assam. No listing as to the garden, but if I were to hazard a guess, oh, there's like what, 1,000 gardens in Assam. I don't know. What was the count? Like 200, 250? I don't know. If I were to guess, I would say Mathola, but I don't know. Second thing I got was a black tea from Meghalaya. I've featured black tea from Meghalaya before, and I think it might be from the same estate because I don't think there are very many gardens in Meghalaya except for, I think there were like 3 or 5, and I don't remember on the blog which garden I said that black tea I tried was from. I think this might be the same one, but I don't know. Meghalaya used to be a part of Assam, and then it joined up with a couple of other regions and became its own state. And it borders Bangladesh, and it's a very porous border, very jungle-like. If you look at photos of the place, there's like waterfalls and trees and things. It looks like something straight out of a sci-fi flick. A George Lucas-ish sci-fi flick, minus the CG. The next thing I got was a Darjeeling. Second flush. Again, no state mentioned. I would have to look to see what it is, but the leaves look mighty pretty. Far longer than some of the usual Darjeelings I've been getting this year. This one I was looking forward to getting. I did not think I would. It's another traditional Assam called Deki. And it's pretty much like a Fanning's grade Assam. And I know some of you might be thinking, oh, so it's basically the stuff in tea bags. But no, this stuff actually goes back to way before the invention of CTC grade or Fanning's grade stuff for tea bags. This is a traditional brew of some sort, and I think it's meant to be taken with milk. I don't know when I will get to it, but I will look up more information on it. Let's see here, and the last thing before the finale is another Assam. And this one is extremely interesting because it's a longleaf Assam. Most of the time the leaves tend to be FBOP, BOP, whatever else, and the leaves tend to be like cut, maybe about like that at most. These look far longer, probably about like Taiwanese Assam length. That has me excited. And the thing that I actually purchased from this company was something that a friend of mine passed on to me, and comes in this little solid chunk right here. I was hoping that it was an actual tube of the stuff, but I probably bet that would be somewhere like around $100. This is a type of tea that they stuff into bamboo tubes. What they do is they take the tea leaves, they for days, and then stuff them into tubes and then smoke them for a few more days and then let it settle for a few months and then let them age for up to 10 years. This is a 4-year aged tea, and the approach they use is not a new approach. It actually goes back to the 12th century, and it was a traditional Assamese tribe that perfected it. And the stuff is called falap. And it's compared often by taster notes or by the way the leaves look to pu'er or heicha, even though there's really, I don't know if I would call it that because no actual fermentation is going on. At least I don't think so. Who knows what's happening after it's been smoked and has been aging in the bamboo tube for so long. But it is the traditional beverage of the Singpho or Singpo tribe. And I first read about it on a blog that Nicole Tea For Me Please Martin had featured. And I was like, ah, cool. I wonder if I'll ever be able to try that stuff. And then a friend of mine I was having tea with a week or two ago said, oh yeah, I got some of this. I met the guy in Xiamen. And I'm just like, what? And he imparted some of them to me. And then all I had to do was smell the stuff and smell the interesting smoky notes on it. And I was just kind of like, I need to have this. I hadn't even brewed the stuff up yet, and I made the purchase the following day. And water's ready, and I will get this ready to brew up because I'm going to brew up almost to the last of the sample I got from the friend. I'm not going to open up the new one yet. I'm going to cherish its sanctity for a little bit longer. Now, unlike also heicha, this stuff is strong. I mean, it brews up, it looks like it brews up light, and then it kind of tastes like an oak smoked lapsang. Not pine needle. It doesn't have any pininess to the scent, but it does have a wood smoked feel, kind of it. Almost peaty, but not too whiskey offensive to the teetotalers out there. But I gong fooled it, or gong fooled it, however you want to call it. I want to call it gong fooled. We'll just call it gong fooled. From now on, we'll just call it gong fooled, since I don't do it right anyway. Anyway, yeah, I brewed it up and I did like three straight shots of it, 30-second steeps each, and I was so wired. That might happen here, I don't know, but just warning in advance. Okay, getting the water. And if you'll see there, kind of, it either comes still slightly caked based upon how they were stuffed in the tube, or they look like flaked off pieces. You only use about a teaspoon. I think I used 6 grams the last time I brewed this up, and that was probably a mistake. Less leaf, more water for this stuff, because you may look like a green tea or a greener heicha, but it is far stronger than that. Don't spill everywhere. There we go. Smoking steam. Oh god, that stuff smells like whiskey basted steak. All right. We're not even gonna wait 30 seconds for this because it colors pretty quick. All right. Yes. 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 Is that creepy? Probably. All right. Of course, I got plenty of leaf particle in there too, but yeah, that's only about 10 seconds and it's already pretty amber. Ooh. Yeah. Believe it or not, it kind of tastes like a whiskey barrel aged lapsang, like somebody had just stuck it in a barrel and just let it do its thing. Yes, I know what that's like. No, I have not done it successfully. Definitely not with a lapsang. I don't think it really needed it, and it didn't need an amateur like me doing it. I'm gonna get more cups. Pretend like I have more people here, even though it's all going to me. Brew number 2. Brew number 2. Brew number 2. Brew number 2. Do. Bump. Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, this tribal stuff goes back to about the 12th century, so pretty much around the same time that they were perfecting the whole pressed green tea cake thing for the Tea Horse Road in China. I remember I was having a conversation with Austin Hodge, and he was talking about how that whole crescent, pretty much from Assam, India, that whole branch around Assam, India, Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, and everything that borders Yunnan and has old growth Assamica pretty much along the swath were part of the same unified network or kingdom. It wasn't like a formal kingdom, and I'm not a major researcher on the subject, but apparently there was a network there, and that's why there are so many tribal groups, both in Laos, Thailand, and Myanmar, and so on, that have their own traditions that are similar to growing and processing pu'er. The reason being is because it just kind of passed along, and it was just like, well, we got these trees around, might as well screw with them a little bit. They look delicious, and they were right. Sorry, Marilyn. Yes, I'm drinking it all in front of you and not sharing. But I will share next time I see you. I mean, you know I'm good with the sharing. As are you. Need to occupy your garden again for that purpose. Maybe in the spring. I don't know if you'd like this stuff, though, because I don't think you're much of a Lapsang fan, and this stuff is pretty smoky. Rachel would. Rachel would. Actually, Rachel, if you're still watching, I think your son needs to drink this. I would like to see an Assam drinking a smoked Assam in front of a fireplace. Yes. Any questions for those that are still out there? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Marilyn, you don't want to splash milk with this. I'm pretty positive that this would go very badly with milk. That'd be like trying to make I don't know, a Black Russian with a whiskey base. That's like making a mojito with a rum base. Zach, where's your roasted oolong from? The palladial notes for this are more along the line. I don't know if you've heard of a smoked oolong from Matola. It's an Assamese tea estate that does a lot of weird things. They were one of the first ones that I ran into that did a white tea. It pretty much, most of the stuff that is smoked that I've run into that come out of Assam, both from a heritage tea estate, from Matola, and from anywhere else, they tend to use oak or whatever is the local oak species, and they use that to do the smoking or roasting process, and that leads to a really, really sort of dry smoke taste, but not as pine needly. And it almost has a hickory note like Lapsang does, but it tends to be more oak rich, kind of corky, kind of peaty. Yeah. Marilyn, it's a lot like that. If you like that, you'll like this probably. It's a lot like the Smith's Wu Yi whiskey. Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I think that almost like all gardens should create a smoked version of their tea from the poorer grade leaves. Like, we got these other leaves out here that we're not going to use for like our quality brew. Why don't we just smoke the crap out of them and see what happens? uh, oh, Taiwanese Chiquanyin. I actually had a Taiwanese Chiquanyin black tea the other day, Isaac. It was rather unique. I don't know what it is with the Chiquanyin cultivars and the Taiwanese terroir or whatever else they do to it, but they always tend to taste like rye bread. I ran into one that was actually from Anqi, from the Zhen Tea team, and it tasted like rye bread. And the Taiwanese one kind of like tasted like rye bread with a dash of Ruby 18 wintergreen. I was rather surprised by that. I like rye bread, just for the record. I'm doing the third steep, even though I'm still working on the second. If you couldn't already tell by the fact that I'm talking a mile a minute, I'm very caffeinated already. I just got done with a triple session of some Australian greens. And speaking of the conversation about fire, one of the Australian greens was pan roasted. I'm not exactly sure how long they roasted it for, but it was the creamiest SOB I'd ever run into as far as green teas go. I've never run into a creamy green tea before. Maofengs sometimes get that way, and it reminded me a lot of a Maofeng, but this one was particularly that way. It was temperamental as hell to find its sweet spot, though. It would be good with corned beef and potatoes. Yes. Yes. In fact, I've got a baked potato in the fridge from the work meeting that I'm going to do later. I should probably not brew the heck out of this until I get that sucker ready. Nah. I don't want to be too overly caffeinated tonight. What are you all drinking right now, if anything? I'm trying to make this as interactive as possible instead of just being a talking head. Musical guy won. I like everything about this. No. I'll cut that out. Sorry. All right. I think I'll make this the last steep and then call it a day. I have not tried Yunnan Gold from Floating Leaves Tea. And Alishan Oolong, David, or Alishan Black? I think Showen from Floating Leaves is supposed to be coming to one of your woo-woo groups soon, eh, Marilyn? I don't know. That's what she told me anyway. Not that I could go anyway, because I work on weekends. Yeah. All right. I think this Sunday. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go. I work. Yay for weekend jobs. She said she was going to leave me more dong ding though, so it's not like I'm not getting anything out of it. Too bad she's out of the 2 roast though. That stuff was awesome. What else did I want to show off? Is there anything else I wanted to show off? Nope. I mean, I got a standee of Bruce Campbell in the background next to my tea shelf. He used to be wearing my Mad Hatter hat for my birthday, but that wouldn't stay on anymore. Good seeing you, Isaac. I didn't mean the belch there. Alishan Black. I've been having some Alishan Blacks lately, Marilyn. Yeah, those, oh my God, those are good. Trying to find a good source for them is hard, though. I only know of like 4 that are reasonably inexpensive. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it a day. This has been fun, but I thought I'd show those off. Awesome. You guys all have a good day.